See what I'm doing here? Getting ready to fight. Because I know what I'm about to talk about. A lot of people are gonna wanna fight. Maybe not on YouTube, but definitely on Instagram. Why do I know that? Because I posted an Instagram video doing blood flow restriction training for my biceps. And oh my gosh, I got so many people triggered by that. And I can kind of understand why, because there's a lot of weird people that put out lots of crazy information out there on the internet, but you also have to look at real deal studies. So I'm not gonna pretend that I am the leading expert on BFR training, blood flow restriction training. I have worked with people like Lane Norton, who is an expert on it in terms of the guy has done research. He comes from that field, he has his PhD. I go on and I read a bunch of articles that are published articles from universities or articles that he has referenced, and I go look at the research. Basically everything I'm talking about is based off of other people's research. So I'm not pretending these are my unique ideas. I wanna say that first and foremost. These are, studied. For the last 30 years, more clinicians have been using blood flow restriction training in patients recovering from injury, bedridden patients. They were actually applying tourniquets to people and just having them walk or just lying in their bed, and they were noticing that those people actually retained muscle better than those people that didn't. So that was kind of where blood flow restriction training, kind of got its birth from. And basically what we do with blood flow restriction training is we take a band, a tourniquet, a cuff, they've been called all sorts of different things, and we restrict venous blood flow back. We never cut off blood flow from the arteries. So we never cut off blood flow to the muscle. What we do is we restrict the blood flow back from whatever muscle that we're training. We restrict that blood flow back. And now what does that do? It causes intermuscular swelling. It causes a couple different things. And one of the big things that it does is it causes type 2 muscle fibers to take over. So along with tapping into type 2 muscle fibers quicker than you otherwise would without doing blood flow restriction training, one of the other things that's happening is the buildup of metabolites into that area that you're training. So in the quads here, we've cinched them tight at a perceived tightness of that 5 to 7, and blood and other fluids are building up there. Metabolites that would otherwise be washed away with blood flow going back in the veins, they pool there, and there is evidence that also that induces hypertrophy. So that's another reason for this training. And again, this training isn't for everyone. It's for someone who has aching joints, an injured body part, they're low on time, they're maybe traveling in a hotel gym that doesn't have a ton of heavy weights. So you can benefit from bringing your bands, working at a load that's less than half of your 1 rep max, and getting a lot of those same hypertrophy benefits. All right guys, so I'm gonna be doing back squats today. Haven't done back squats in a long time, again, because of my back. What I'm gonna be doing here though, is showing you guys when you're tightening up the band, whatever you're using, you're gonna wanna use something that isn't thicker probably than like a knee wrap. So if you have knee wraps, that's fine. The one thing you don't wanna do is wrap them going down your leg. Wrap them all in one place. The tightness should be about a perceived 7 out of 10. 5 to 7 when doing leg training, and I would say more like a 4 to 6 on arm training. The reason you don't want to go too tight is it actually makes all the benefits that you get from doing hypertrophy training, actually the opposite happens if you go too tight. So you definitely don't want to occlude any of the blood in the arteries. That's the one thing we don't want to do. We're restricting blood flow back in the veins. So perceived tightness of 7, you're gonna already feel all of that blood starting to pool. No numbness or tingling, but just blood starting to pool a little bit, that fluid shift into the legs. And from here, we're gonna perform 30 reps, and then we're gonna take 30 seconds off, 15 reps, 30 seconds off, and then 15 reps, and then we're gonna take them off. Again, I'm working at about 35% of my 1 rep max here. Woo! 30 seconds on a timer, and then you're back into it. 15 reps on this one. It's amazing how heavy and how painful that gets. 30 more seconds on the clock. All right, back up. favorite part here, taking them off. Oh. Oh. Hurts so good. And it's a painful process. I'm gonna take 150 seconds or 2.5 minutes in between sets here. And we got 2 more of those. So it's a lot of reps, a lot of high volume, and a lot of blood in your legs. It's like a different, you know, you can feel that it's light, but it's still super duper hard. And again, we want to try to get into that activation of those type 2 muscle fibers that have a lot more potential for growth. So, gotta love this training. Strapping up for the last round. This is a lot worse than I remember when we did this with Lane. We're gonna tag that video in this. We did it on leg extensions. Again, you probably want to pick one exercise to do this on. I'm doing this first because I want to pre-fatigue, and that might be a bad choice. I would say, you know, if you don't have any injuries and you want to give this a go, try it out on like a leg extension or even like a leg press as one of your final movements on your leg day. I'm gonna still have to finish the rest of my hamstrings and quads after this, and right now all I can feel is the pulse in my thighs as I get ready to do this set. 30 reps on back squats is a lot to start it off. Like my legs are water balloons right now. I'm not even flexing. My leg doesn't want to move. Last set. Best set. For those of you wanting to try blood flow restriction, I wouldn't start off more than 1 workout a week. The recovery on it it's not any more, you know, damaging or harder to recover from than a normal workout. In fact, a high intensity squat session would be harder on your central nervous system than something like the bands to recover from. We're gonna link some studies, link Lane Norton's video to this. He and I did a leg workout back in the day. So give it a go. Again, it's a good way if you can train heavy, if you don't like to train heavy, if you're coming back from an injury, you know, you do it safely, you research it, you give it a go. I found that like it's an insane pump in there. I feel like, you know, for it's a lot of bang for my buck. Like it's intense without strapping on 400 pounds to my back, so which saves my lower back in turn. So I like using it for legs and then also arms. I've never tried any occlusion band stuff for my shoulders or chest. You can do it. I haven't really looked into the research on that enough, so we're gonna jump into the rest of my leg workout right now. Oh, it's a bad idea to do that first, but we're just gonna have to get through it. It's just ridiculous. My vastus medialis looks like it got stung by a bee. It's that pump for you. All right, now that our quads are nice and pumped up, we're gonna jump into the glute ham raise. This is a hamstring exercise. What we're gonna be doing is 90 degree in the knee, flexing the quad or flexing the glutes, and then controlling on the way down, and then using our hamstrings to curl back up. So what we don't want to have happen is at the bottom, You have to break at the hip, butt goes in the air. We don't want that. Keep the hips pushed forward the entire time, glutes engaged all the way down, all the way up. Hamstrings are screaming. Got 8 reps there. We got 3 more sets. We're supersetting this with our TKE. Here we have our banded TKE that we're supersetting. It's gonna be our quad and our glute coming into play. So my toes at the midpoint of my other foot. From here, we're going to straighten that knee, keeping the glute contracted. So just like we did with our hamstring, we're contracting the glute and then forcing that knee back, 2 count, and then back up. Great exercise for the quads. But the main thing you want to remember is firing that glute in there. So this one is a great one to get your glutes activated too, but it's that mind-muscle connection. You can see I have my hand actually on my glute to flex it and then come back. 6 reps and then switch it up, followed by 6 reps. So we're supersetting this with our glute ham raise. Hitting our hamstrings on that one and coming back to our quads. Next superset, we're back to our quad movement first. What we're gonna be doing is a dumbbell static lunge. So taking the weight, you're gonna be going down to just about to where you touch your knee. I never want your knee resting on the ground. So it's gonna be about 2 inches off the ground. From there, we're gonna hold for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6. Come back up, go down to 5. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna continue to do that same leg, counting all the way to 1001. And then we're gonna do it on this side. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. We're gonna be supersetting that with a glute bridge. So again, kind of almost like a rest period, but getting a little bit work in there. So. All right, 12 reps there, 90 seconds rest, back into our dumbbell static lunge. So it was a trend for a while. It still might be a trend for dudes just to wear the tights, no shorts over it. I did it a time or two on leg day. There's a new leg day trend coming. Have somebody spill Diet Coke on your shirt, so then you have to wear a longer shirt. So I had to pick this one up, we have this in the closet, and then wear really short shorts. So this is the leg day attire. Leg day attire from now on. Does it look mean at the gym? What? Maybe I got pants on, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm free balling on my squats. This gives a new meaning to ass to grass. Like literally, your ass has to touch the ground. One more superset left. Last superset. My legs are screaming right now, but what we have is a single leg curl. So this is one of my favorites because it really allows me, just like we were doing on the glute ham raise, we gotta keep our hips pressed to the pad. The minute we start doing this and leg curling, we're not going through the full range of motion as hips to the pad, curling up all the way. Even that's a little heavy right now. We got 8 reps on here. Having to back off this. 8 reps, so instead of leaning over here on this machine, I actually keep one hand on the bar, the other hand just pressed down.
just feel different after you do occlusion band training. Like, we're just fatigued right now. All right, straight from our hamstring to our single leg press here. I keep my foot pretty much in the middle of the platform on this. Control it, 2 seconds on the way down. 8 reps here. Second break, back to our leg curl. Oh, I've never before done blood flow occlusion band training first, and I can see why. The pre-fatigue is real. Hey. Oh, I'm gonna need a wheelbarrow. You're gonna have to push me around in a wheelbarrow, or we go borrow my grandma's wheelchair. Oh, cause my legs right now, dunzo. If you guys want to give this a try, let me know how it goes in the comments below. Again, this isn't a fitness culture workout, but I'm following the fitness culture split right now. I had to modify it about 15% because we don't do blood flow. We don't do the blood flow restriction training for the legs, we do for arms. So that's gonna be the biggest difference in there. Give it a try. It's gonna kick your ass, that's for damn sure. I'm wrecked right now. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I don't even wanna talk right now because I'm hurting. But let me know in the comments below if there's anything you guys wanna see. And if you like seeing me in pain, go ahead and thumbs up this video up. We'll link that Lane Norton one. And then, like I said below, or like I said before, we have put in the description some links to other articles for blood flow restriction. So have fun with it. That's always the name of the game with your training. Have fun with it. If it works for you, if you like it, if you can put it to practical use, do it. If you don't like it, there's no point in doing it. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. That's all I got.